Amy Schumer has become a powerful force in the comedy world. She first made her name in stand-up with a brutally, and I do mean brutally, honest stage act. She won an Emmy for her hit series. It's called Inside Amy Schumer. Have you seen it? Her first movie, Trainwreck, was a hit, earned more than $140 million at the box office worldwide. And Schumer is just getting started. This comedian, actress, writer, producer, and director is now an author. Her first book is called The Girl with the Lower Back Tattoo. It's published by an imprint of Simon & Schuster, which is owned, by the way, by CBS. And Amy Schumer joins us for the first time at the table. Hello, welcome, Amy Schumer.
Thank you. That's how I got here. I didn't know it was owned by CBS. All right.
No, we invited you, and you were in the neighborhood. You said, sure, I'll come on over.
Come on, I'll come check you guys out.
This is what you say in the book. Everything in the book happened. Everything is all true. You said, I don't tell everything I know, but boy, do you tell a lot.
Yeah.
It's extremely honest, extremely candid, and you start with, well, one of the stories you talk about is in 8th grade, you're running around with a bunch of kids, and you have the nickname, her nickname is Pancakes, Guys, and Silver Dollars.
That's right.
Which is very revealing, I think, about who you are.
It's pretty revealing. I think you'll like this story, Charlie. So it was, you know, we were in 8th grade, and we would all just walk around with book bags of beer, and the cops would chase us like you do and your kids. And so the boys somehow talked us into that we were going to flash them. And, you know, they had a really good argument, like, do it. And we were like, okay. So all the girls, we lined up and lifted up our shirts. And all the boys looked at me. And I did not have the biggest boobs at all of the crew. But I looked down and I realized everyone else had only shown their bras. And I was the only one who went, you know, full throttle. Yes. And I think that's kind of a good metaphor for my whole life. I'm always the one like revealing too much. Like, oh, I thought we were all admitting real things about ourselves. And people are like, no, no.
There is a kind of contradiction about you, which is, I mean, you are a private person.
Yeah.
Yet in terms of television, you are every woman. I mean, you have this huge profile.
Thank you. Yeah, I think we're all, I think, like walking hypocrites. I think pretty much. Like there's so many sides to all of us, and I'm, you know, very charged politically, and I really care about the world. But that doesn't mean that I don't go home and watch every Real Housewives and, you know, and every Bachelorette. It's just that you think we're dynamic people.
I like in the book you take on this idea of people singling you out as a female comedian, or this is what women in Hollywood are like, and that really gets under your skin.
It does. It bothers me. It's such a, I think, and we were talking about the scale. It's just so strange. People always they'll say, I usually don't like female comics, but you're okay. And I'm like, would you go up and say, I don't usually like black people, but I like, it's just such a weird,
like you.
Yeah, it's such a strange thing. And people will say,
Amy, people have said that to me.
They have? And you know what? I really regret saying that. And I wish I could take it back. No.
But you find it demeaning rather than lifting
it's just, it's, I think, a specification that doesn't need to be made, because some people, they'll say, you're my favorite female comic. And then I go, oh, who are your male comic? And they go, actually no one. I'm like, maybe I'm your favorite comic. Like maybe it doesn't have to be this, you know, this distinction that's made. Yeah, I think there are worse problems in the world, but it does annoy me.
But you also talk about your parents.
That's right.
In a rather open way.
Yes.
About your mother's affairs.
My mom only had one affair.
Well, affair, I didn't mean.
But it was a very, oh, please, yes. What are you saying about my mother? No, but
saying what you said, which is the openness of talking about your mother and your best friend's father.
That's correct. And so
when you were 13.
When I was 13 years old. Yeah, and so just like with my stand-up, before I talk about anybody on stage or, you know, if I'm doing radio, anything, I clear it with the person, because I don't want it to hurt anyone.
So you asked your mom?
So I asked my mom. She read it. I said, if you don't want me to write any of it, I won't. If you want to write a response or correct anything. And the only correction she made was that Hebrew school was on Sunday.
But the rest was okay.
The rest, yeah.
When you talk about your parents, because they've each been married 3 times.
Yes.
Does that affect how you feel about marriage or how you feel about children? Do you worry about that?
I think not so much children, because I think it just seems like very tiring to have them. So that's just how I feel about that.
Well, they are work, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, what if I want to take a nap? But
what about marriage?
But marriage, I feel very realistic about just statistics. I'm very romantic, and I love, but I don't, just statistically, it doesn't look so good for like you and me forever. Burial plots. It's usually something happens, but I really try to just enjoy the moment and how you're feeling now. But it's
But
hard.
you met your guy on a dating app, Amy.
That's right.
Which I just think, I always hear great things about it.
Yeah.
How's that going? Because it
It's
was
going
interesting
well.
how you met him.
Yeah, I was on a dating app for 48 hours, I should say that. And
As Amy Schumer?
yeah, and it was one for like creative types, and you can't screenshot it because we do have this embarrassment, people still, about dating online, and well, we met on, but I mean, everybody, I think we need to get over that because it's just how it happens now.
Well, you'd recommend it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it worked for me. The first person I talked to on the app was Ben, the very first person I talked to, and yeah.
And it clicked.
And what
And it
happened?
went well.
Yeah.
So you made a connection with Ben.
Made a connection with Ben. The first night we did not have sex because he didn't try. And
Were you
then,
disappointed?
That's the only reason.
no, I was just like, what's this guy's deal? No, we just really liked each other, and it felt very good and right and easy. And there was no, oh, should I wait? It was just like, we're together now, and that was it.
The first time you got a laugh, just like you did that, it was
Yeah.
you weren't trying to get a laugh. You're at your bat
No.
mitzvah and you sang very poorly.
Yeah, I did not do a
Should
good
have
job
been
singing.
humiliating, but for you it wasn't.
Yeah, the last note of if you, in case you don't have any Jews in your life, when you have a bat mitzvah, you can choose to read from the Torah or chant. So I chanted, and the very last note, I just cracked. It was just, and everyone was silent, and I was really embarrassed because I wanted to do a good job, but then everybody laughed, and then I laughed, and it was like, oh, that's better than if it had gone well.
There's a quote from you in the book, which I liked a lot. You said, I know my worth. I embrace my power. I say, if I'm beautiful. I say, if I'm strong. You say, you will not determine my story. I will. Well said.
I love that
Thank
too.
you.
I love
Thanks,
that
guys.
too.
Great to have you.
The Girl with the Lower Back Tattoo is on sale wherever you like to buy your books.
Wherever.